This video is designed to help you start a kiosk business. At the end of the video, you'll find a valuable gift. It's a kiosk business plan that you can download, and will lay down for you, step by step, everything you need to know to start a successful kiosk business of your own. If you are new to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. There are two kinds of kiosk businesses. In the first type of kiosk business, a large chain enters into a franchisee arrangement with a smaller kiosk. The owner of the kiosk then sells the products of this company. The second kind is the self-service kiosk, in which people can use the equipment at the kiosk without the intervention of the owner. Other types of kiosk businesses differ according to whether they are mobile or fixed booths. People run mobile kiosk business through a cart, which is moved, while a booth is located on the same premises on a permanent or semi-permanent basis. It is best for people who are just getting started to use a cart. Getting a cart. For beginners, it is advisable to rent a cart for a short period, instead of buying one. This is less expensive than buying a cart, at least in the short term. Be prepared to shell out at least $600 per week in rent. The cost may go up according to the kind of item sold. Selling hot dogs does not require the kind of startup that selling watches might require. When buying a cart, know the requirements. Do not buy or rent a cart simply because it is flashy, or has an innovative design. Try to buy or rent a cart that will be flexible in terms of functionality. If the hot dog business does not work out, then the vendor may try the grilled fish business, without making too many modifications to the cart. While renting a cart, it is a good idea to present a sketch of the cart to the seller, or leasing company. This helps them to locate just the right cart. Setting up a kiosk in a mall. The mall administration may lease out a cart to someone who wants to set up a kiosk in their mall. Depending on the location of the mall, the rental varies. In addition to rent, some malls might even ask for a percentage of the earnings. Renting several kiosks in prime locations can cost at least $2,500 per month. Professional help. There are many service providers that can help in starting a kiosk business. They take care of the capital, the funding, the infrastructure and the other requirements, as well as giving advice on how to maximize the profits from a kiosk business. Location. The most important decision you'll make when you decide to start a specialty retail business, is where you're going to set up shop. Unlike static stores which spend time and money crafting a loyal fan base, the most successful kiosks capitalize on consumer impulse. The best way to predict the spontaneous behavior of your target customer is patient observation. Follow these steps to choose your location. Identify your target customer. Find where they'll be. Visit that location and see how they behave. Identify how you would best fit into that ecosystem. Be there, first. For example, say you're opening a kiosk that sells medium high-end sunglasses. You've identified that your target customer is 30 to 50-year-old women in a certain neighborhood. Opening your kiosk at the beach, nearest to that neighborhood may seem like the right move, but you find that everyone at the beach already has sunglasses. You go to the largest mall in the area, and find that there are several sunglass kiosks near the stores those women frequent, but none of the women seem to stop. Then, you find a cluster of stores on the way to the beach. It's by no means high-end, the main attraction is a convenience store with water bottles, snacks, anything you may have forgotten on your way to the beach. They have sunglasses, but not the kind your target customer would ever be caught dead wearing. You stop and watch women hopelessly try on a few pairs, before accepting the fact that they'd have to squint. Here's your spot. Your target customer is here, they're in the mood to buy something that feels like a bargain, but looks high-end, they've forgotten their sunglasses, creating demand, and you have no real competition. Kiosk business. The biggest day-to-day differences you'll notice are size and rent. A less-known difference is that the lease lengths can vary. Make sure you ask these questions before you settle on a style. What type of storage is available? Is there free storage, paid storage, or a combination of the two? Do storage fees vary by lease type? If you plan on leasing during the holiday season, it's important to clarify how much your rent will be. Rent goes up for anywhere from 1 to 3 months surrounding the winter holidays, which can be an impossible expense if you're not prepared. What lease lengths are available? Am I able to re-sign my lease at will, or will I lose my spot if someone claims the spot before I do? What are the penalties for forfeiting my lease early if something happens? The next part of the video is not specific to the kiosk business. Nevertheless, this knowledge is essential for success in the kiosk business, as well as in any other business. Ignore it at your own peril. Operating a successful kiosk business will depend on the following 4 conventions. 1. A practical plan. with a solid foundation. 2. Dedication and willingness to sacrifice to reach your goal. 3. Technical skills. 4. Basic knowledge of management, finance, record keeping and market analysis. As a new owner, you will need to master these skills and techniques if your business is to be successful. Finding a niche. Small businesses range in size from a manufacturer, with many employees, and millions of dollars in equipment, to the lone window washer, with a bucket and a sponge. Obviously, the knowledge and skills, required for these two extremes, are far apart, but for success they have one thing in common. Each has found a business niche, and is filling it. The most critical problems you will face, in your early planning, will be to find your niche, and determine the feasibility of your idea. Get into the right business at the right time, is very good advice, but following that advice may be difficult. Many entrepreneurs plunge into a business venture, so blinded by the dream, that they fail to thoroughly evaluate its potential. Is your business idea feasible? Before you invest time, effort, and money, the following exercise will help you separate sound ideas from those bearing a high potential for failure. Identify and briefly describe the business you plan to start. Identify the product or service you plan to sell. Answering yes to any of the following 3 questions means you are on the right track. A negative answer to all of them means the road ahead could be rough. 1. Does your product or service satisfy an unfilled need? 2. Will your product or service serve an existing market in which demand exceeds supply? 3. Will your product or service be competitive based on its quality, selection, price, or location? Market analysis. For a small business to be successful, the owner must know the market. To learn the market, you must analyze it, a process that takes time and effort. You don't have to be a trained statistician to analyze the marketplace, nor does the analysis have to be costly. Analyzing the market is a way to gather facts about potential customers, and to determine the demand for your product or service. The more information you gather, the greater your chances of capturing a segment of the market. Know the market before investing your time and money in any business venture. The following questions will help you collect the information necessary to analyze your market, and determine if your product or service will sell. This brief exercise will give you a good idea of the kind of market planning you need to do. An answer of no to any of the questions indicates a weakness in your plan, so do your research until you can answer each question with a yes. 1. Do you know who your customers will be? 2. Do you understand their needs and desires? 3. Do you know where they live? 4. Will you be offering the kind of products or services that they will buy? 5. Will your prices be competitive in quality and value? 6. Will your promotional program be effective? 7. Do you understand how your business compares with your competitors? 8. Will your business be conveniently located for the people you plan to serve? 9. Will there be adequate parking facilities for the people you plan to serve? Planning your startup. The following questions are grouped according to function. They are designed to help you prepare for opening day. Merchandise. Have you decided what items you will sell or produce, or what services you will provide? Have you made a merchandise plan, based upon estimated sales, to determine the amount of inventory you will need to control purchases? Have you found reliable suppliers, who will assist you in the startup? Have you compared the prices, quality, and credit terms of suppliers? Business records. Are you prepared to maintain complete records of sales, income and expenses, accounts payable, and receivables? Have you determined how to handle payroll records, tax reports, and payments? Do you know what financial reports should be prepared, and how to prepare them? Finances. A large number of small businesses fail each year. There are a number of reasons for these failures, but one of the main reasons is insufficient funds. Too many entrepreneurs try to start and operate a business without sufficient capital, money. To avoid this dilemma, you can review your situation by analyzing the following 3 questions. 1. How much money do you have? 2. How much money will you need to start your business? 3. How much money will you need to stay in business? In order to answer the second question, how much money will you need to start your business? You need to prepare an estimate of all your startup costs. Here is a list of items you may need to take into account. Note that this list is for a retail business. Items will vary for service, construction, manufacturing or online firms. Decorating and remodeling, fixtures and equipment, installing fixtures and equipment, services and supplies, beginning inventory cost, legal, professional fees, licenses and permits, telephone utility deposits, insurance, signs, advertising for opening, unanticipated expenses. Now, the answer to the third question, how much money will you need to stay in business? Must be divided into two parts, immediate costs, and future costs. From the moment the door to your new business opens, a certain amount of income may come in. However, this income should not be projected in your operating expenses. You will need enough money available to cover costs for at least the first 3 months of operation. The following list will help you project your operating expenses on a monthly basis. Typical expenses for 1 month may include your living costs, employee wages, rent, advertising, supplies, utilities, insurance, taxes, maintenance, delivery, transportation, miscellaneous. Now sum up the total estimated monthly expenses and multiply it by 3. This is the amount of cash you will need to cover operating expenses for 3 months. Deposit this amount in a savings account before opening your business. Use it only for those purposes listed in the above list, because this money will ensure that you will be able to continue in business during the crucial early stages. By adding the total startup costs to the total expenses for 3 months, you can learn what the estimated costs will be to start and operate your business for 3 months. By subtracting the totals of the lists from the cash available, you can determine the amount of additional financing you may need, if any. Now you will need to estimate your operating expenses for the first year after startup. The first step in determining your annual expenses is to estimate your sales volume, month by month. Next, determine the cost of sales. You may want to use a spreadsheet to do this. After startup, the primary source of revenue in your business will be from sales, but your sales will vary from month to month because of seasonal patterns and other factors. It is important to determine if your monthly sales will produce enough income to pay each month's bills. An estimated cash flow projection will show if the monthly cash balance is going to be subject to such factors as the following: failure to recognize seasonal trends, excessive cash taken from the business for living expenses, too rapid expansion, and slow collection of accounts if credit is extended to customers. Conclusion: if you have carefully answered all the questions in this video, you have seriously thought about your goal. However, there may be some things you may feel you need to know more about. Owning and running a kiosk business is a continuous learning process. Research your idea, and do as much as you can, yourself, but don't hesitate to seek help from people who can tell you what you need to know. As we conclude this video, it's time you get your free kiosk business plan gift. Go to the description below this video to get it now. It is completely free, no strings attached. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this.